Her voice does not betray you. She spent another day alone. For the and I can feel smile on you. Amazing love, unending, so much more than I'm worthy of. If the rose could speak my feelings, she'd know I cherished her amazing love.
The beginning was sort of interesting. I heard that Peter, at the time I didn't know the name, someone died from Maori families at the point called Blowhole. And I was just around that area at the time, just visiting someone, and I had a kayak to go out to the ocean around the Blowhole. I went to the reef far away, and on the way back I came across this bay. I knew the bay and I knew their Maori families, and it's because Maori land. The people living it appeared for the summertime. That happens every year. My back was hurting and I wanted to take a rest, and it was about the time when I came into this bay. I was in the kayak and I was resting, and I was kind of hesitating because I didn't think I should be at the land, the Maori land, because it's their property, and just staying in the bay, trying to see maybe I should go back out to the ocean and paddle back to where I came from. All of a sudden, I heard the voice, "Good morning," out from the camp. I couldn't see the person, but I vividly remember the sound of the voice, because it was not just the good morning that you hear in the town, in cities, any place in the world, but it had a very vivid tone to it, and it was as if coming from a different world. And with that sound of good morning, I decided that maybe I'll meet those guys. I responded good morning to that voice, and I asked if I could land to this bay, which was so appealing to me. And she said just fine, so I put my kayak at the beach and walked toward the camp to meet the people there, just curious what kind of people may be living in this seemingly a very wonderful part of the world. As I approached the camp, there was a guy walking down from the hill where the toilet was, and I talked to him, and immediately I asked the question, is it possible if I can come and stay with you because this area looked so appealing to me. It was probably a little bit unusual comment from the foreigner, stranger, directly to the person, but the person, the name James or Jim, responded to me without much surprise by saying, well, I can't decide, let me ask to my people out there to see what they say. I was a little bit surprised to that response, but happy to find the possibility. And a few minutes later, I was accepted, sort of received as a guest to stay with the family, because I wanted to experience the life, a simple life, living in the nature, and perhaps experience something that they do experience in this camp, and perhaps learn the Maori way of living. So that's just the beginning of how I started this experience. After that brief conversation, a few days later, basically I moved in to their camp. While traveling in New Zealand, I basically live in my minivan, where I have a bed, diving gear, fishing gear, and surfboard, so I can move around and experience this wonderful place. I parked my car next to the campsite where I was instructed to stay. There are about 4 or 5 camps, maybe 2 gazebos. One of the camp, or the tent, was used for a kitchen, and there's a small area for cooking with the propane gas, table, gazebo, chairs, so people can eat. There are probably 10 or so people in a camp, 2 or 3 families. It appeared that people stay there every year in this camp, and it's their routine. Almost 3 months during the summertime, they said they look forward to coming to this camp and stay the whole time, as much as possible, within this wonderful nature. As needed, they went to town or go to work, but otherwise they stayed in the camp. There's the water facility provided because there's a big tank above the hill, and from there is the pipe running down to the toilet and shower room, which is located in the middle of the hill. And from there down the hill, the campsite right next to the beach. This land is owned by, say, about 100 households of Maori families, and have been used for grazing cattle and so forth, or for camping, for their common purpose. So what is this life all about? I said it's a simple life. It's a life of self-sufficiency, and learn to live without much waste, and perhaps without unnecessary desire. Examples are like, of course, getting the food from the ocean or from the garden, or utilizing the materials very effectively, even to the point of, for example, picking up the oven from the dump and use it for smoking of the fish, or children picking up some toys or using anything available in nature They may not have a huge material position, and that's why it's a simple life living in nature that I experienced, and they do. And I think there's even a spiritual element to it. But in fact it's very tangible because we can live in the very middle of it. I wrote a book about waste elimination and continuous improvement, and I feel like that book I wrote for management and for modern society, actually they live without much waste and appreciate the human potential in the middle of it. So it's a life living in harmony with nature and ourselves. It's very tangible. It's not like a difficult philosophy. People share values with some small instruction to the children, for example, or teach the idea by a story, or perhaps singing, and learn to be harmony in such a way that they can gain those ideas by living it. So this experience, I think, for me was very meaningful because I studied Zen, meditation, and perhaps some philosophies, but after living in Tokyo, Los Angeles, different parts of the world, traveled perhaps 40-some nations, even lectured, made speeches, and worked as a consultant, I more and more feel the simple way of life can offer a lot for us, as opposed to chasing the dreams, but not living in the dream. Well, you can say they are lucky because they have the land and opportunities. Maybe so, but nevertheless, I think there's a lot that we can learn from such experience in principle and find the most of it from what we have. And I hope there's something that we can pick from that very, very simple way of living. Thank you.